This is the analysis part of multimodal transportation of Team B. Our team have 4 members traveling together. They are Professor Kuntida, Miss Kotchakon, Professor Prodpan, and Mr. Sanchai. We went around Bangkok and we marked 10 landmarks on the map. We will go through each part of our traveling. First, we went from Faculty of Engineering to Sala Pragyao, which is the main station of CU Pop Bus. We went on walk. The distance is about 274 meters and it takes only 3 minutes on walk. After that, we went on CU Pop Bus to go to BTS Siam. The bus is a free facility for the students, teachers, and staffs. The distance is about 1.73 kilometers and it takes about 5 minutes to travel. After that, we went to the information center at Siam to get information about traveling in Bangkok. The staff provided us maps and gave us information about how to get to Bang Hwa Station. After that, we got on BTS to Cheongnon-si Station. It passes 3 stations or about 3.63 kilometers and it costs 25 bahts per person. We took about 8 minutes on the BTS. The traveling on BTS, normally we have to buy ticket from the machine, but for some destination, we can buy ticket from the ticket office. After we reached the Cheongnon-si Station, we found that there is an elevator, but it is locked. We can use it by calling the station staff.
Can we really get in?
I think we cannot.
I think it
It's
may be
locked.
Okay.
Okay.
We have to inform.
They said that we go that way,
Okay.
BRT.
Okay. Oh, here. Good. There's a sign here. BRT. Have you come here before?
Yes, but not BRT.
But BRT me neither.
bakery.
Wanna grab something? Wanna grab some food from stalls downstairs or on the street or from where here? Okay, I'll go here. Okay.
After that, we went on walk from BTS Cheongnon-si to BRT Sathorn. It is quite near, about 287 meters, and we took only about 3 minutes on walk. After that, we took BRT to Ratchaphuk Station. The distance is the longest in our trip. The distance is about 11.7 kilometers, and we use about half an hour to travel, but the traveling cost is only 5 bahts. We have to buy the ticket from the machine. The cost is 5 baht for all stations, and the students in the uniform can get on for free.
Place like station.
Okay.
Ratchaphuk.
Okay, I got mine here.
More ticket.
4 passengers.
Four.
Can we get receipt? Actually, I would like to have the receipt from the agency so we can keep. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not sure about that, but do we have to finish our trip for alcohol? Oh, okay. No, I think it's okay. We can put it in the back and go on. Do we know which side we go? Any idea? We go on the left or the right?
No idea. But I think that it's the same way.
Oh, what is that? Should we run?
Um,
No need. Should we run?
to Ratchaphuk.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
After that, we took a walk from BRT Ratchaphuk Station to Talat Plu BTS Station. It is not far, about 334 meters, and we took about 5 minutes on walk. After that, we took a taxi to get to Klong San Market. The cost of the taxi is measured by a meter. We took a taxi with 59 bahts. The distance is about 5.83 kilometers, and it takes only about 10 minutes. When we call a taxi in Thai, we have to tell them the destination. Unfortunately, the first taxi we called didn't go. Fortunately, the second one went. The taxi we got into couldn't speak English, but he can understand a bit English. After that, we took a rest in Klong San Market, and we took a river crossing boat across Chao Phraya River to Si Phraya. The distance is about 491 meters. It took about 5 minutes across the river. The cost is only 3 bahts. After that, we took a number 36 bus back to Chulalongkorn University. The distance is about 2.27 kilometers, and the cost is 11 bahts. Due to the traffic congestion in the evening, we traveled about 16 minutes. When we took a bus, the bus officer could understand what we are saying, but she didn't try to speak. We tried to ask her how much does it cost, but she didn't answer. Fortunately, a passenger told us the cost. Finally, we reached Chulalongkorn University at Faculty of Science. We took a walk back to our Faculty of Engineering. It took about 4 minutes, and the distance is about 461 meters. That was our trip on multimodal transportation.
This is the analysis part of multimodal transportation of Team C. There were 4 members in our team. They are Miss Pulishaya, Mr. Shamcha, Mr. Pawiskan, and Miss Pinhathai. As you can see in the map, we went around Bangkok and we passed 9 stops to change the mode of transportation. We started our challenging transportation at Faculty of Engineering. We went on walk for 102 meters to Sarapakio station. It took only 3 minutes on walk. Then we waited for CU Pop bus, which is free facility in our university. We took it to Siam Square, and the distance was approximately 1.3 kilometers, and the travel time included waiting time was 15 minutes. After that, we went to Pratunam Pier on walk. We walked on Rajpasong Skywalk. And stop at Central World, which is a famous mall in this district, to ask for direction in English at an information desk. The officer was really helpful. Then we walked out of Central World and went to Pratunam Pier. The distance was approximately 1.06 kilometers, and the travel time was 46 minutes. After we arrived at the pier, we checked the fare and our destination on the board. We took the boat that traveled along Sansep Canal to Ramkhamhaeng Pier. We told our destination and paid 16 baht per person to the fare collectors who stood on each edge of the boat. It took 9.51 kilometers and 34 minutes to reach Ramkhamhaeng Pier. Then we walked from the Ramkhamhaeng Pier to Ramkhamhaeng University. We went inside the university and stopped at the statue of King Ramkhamhaeng. The distance was about 298 meters and it took 18 minutes. We took a rest for a while here. After relaxing ourselves, we walked out to the road in front of the university. We called for a taxi and traveled to airport rail link Ramkhamhaeng station. There was a traffic congestion so that it took longer time than normal. It took about 33 minutes and the distance was 2.75 kilometers and total taxi fare was 50 baht. Then we went up to the station by escalators and checked for fare at the board. We had to buy token tickets for 25 baht per person from a ticket machine. Then we pressed our ticket on the automated doors and went to a platform. We waited for a while, then a train arrived. We took it to Payasthai station, which is terminal station. The distance was approximately 7.35 kilometers and the travel time was 24 minutes. After that, we walked down to the road and waited for a bus. We went back to Chulalongkorn University by bus. The bus staff understood only our destination so that he still can tell the cost of fare. It costed 12 baht per person. The distance was approximately 2.22 kilometers and the travel time was 11 minutes. Finally, we came back to Chulalongkorn University. We took a walk back to our faculty of engineering. It took about 5 minutes and the distance is about 387 meters.
Hello everybody. Today we'll talk about transportation analysis in Bangkok. They'll be focusing on information for foreigners in each mode of transportation. First of all, we'll talk about pop bus. For pop bus, it is the campus official buses. There is an English language sign at the main station, Sala Plakeo. The drivers can understand English a bit, but almost of the university students definitely can help foreigners for further information. For Constanza boat, they are easy to understand English sign at every single station, but it is very hard to communicate with the staff because of engine noise problem. For airport rail link, MRT, BTS, and BRT, information for foreigners are quite international standards. Every side are bilingual, so do every staff that can communicate in English. Moreover, for every station arriving, there are bilingual sounds toward passengers that they are arriving at the station or what is the next station. For taxis, foreigners have to take risk whether taxi drivers are able to communicate in English or not, but the sign over the road have bilingual sign. For buses, It might have the weakness turned out for information for foreigners, not just the signs, but also the stops. They are rarely able to understand English.
Now we will discuss the aspect of safety among the 9 transportation modes seen in the previous video. First, we'll start with walking. You might think that it is the safest transportation mode. However, walking in Bangkok is different because pedestrians have to share the footpaths with motorcycles and also illegal shops. They are illegal because they put up stores on footpaths without any formal permission. In the picture, you can see the yellow area showing original width of the footpath and the orange area showing actual space for walking. Imagine motorcycles driving on the very narrow orange area. Therefore, pedestrians in Bangkok are at risk. Next, it is the Chao Phraya boat, which allows people to cross the Chao Phraya River. This is how it looks like from the inside. The orange section is the door to go in and out of the boat. This swinging door cannot be locked, and if people lean on this door accidentally, they will definitely fall into the water below. What if someone falls into the water? The boat has some lifesavers hanging on the ceiling, but there is too few of them. So the boat also has some flotation boards under the seats. There are a lot of flotation boards, but it is very difficult to pull them out. So, to summarize, there are too few lifesavers, which is easy to use. And the floating board that is difficult to use, there are many of them, but they are pretty useless. Next, it is also a boat called Sansap boat, taking people along the Sansap Canal. The first problem is that the boat is always overcrowded and there are too few flotation boards. Another major issue is it's easy to fall into the water. To get in and out of the boat, passengers need to cross the orange gap, which can be much wider than shown in the picture. It is also dangerous for boat officers because they stand on the side of the boat here and here. Plus, the water is extremely filthy, so nobody would like to go down into the Sansap Canal. Moving on to our first safe transportation mode is the BTS SkyTrain, which looks like this. The safety measures they have is installing glass doors along the tracks, preventing people or objects from falling down. And the next safe travel mode is also a SkyTrain called Airport Rail Link. The first safety measure is warning signs everywhere, from elevators to escalators, train doors and train stations. And another safeguard is emergency measures, including instructions, equipment, and assembly points outside the stations. Moving on to the last safe travel mode is the BRT, or Bus Rapid Transit, which looks like this. They also have safety glass walls on platforms, and there are safety equipment within the bus. Now, moving back to unsafe transportation mode, the next one is the bus, which looks like this. There are several problems associated with Thai buses, but the major problems are that firstly, they drive far too fast and also very recklessly. And the next problem is because some buses don't stop properly, but they just slow down, so passengers are forced to get on or off the bus while the bus is still moving. And the passengers get off the bus in the middle of the road because several buses refuse to stop at the bus stop. These two problems combined result in many injuries and death, some from buses crashing, and some from buses running over arms and legs of people who fall off the bus. And the next is also a bus transportation mode called the pop bus, and electric buses for Chulalongkorn University students. It looks like this. Major issues include, first, being overcrowded during peak times, which means that passengers inside the bus who are standing can easily lose their balance and maybe fall into the bus. And for some modes of the bus, for example the one shown in the picture, the doors shown in orange sections will not be closed even when the bus is moving, so people or objects can fall off. And last but not least, and also not the least unsafe mode, we have taxi. Major safety concerns when people take taxis are that, firstly, some drivers ignore traffic laws, such as not putting their seatbelts on. Another issue is reckless driving. Driving too fast put passengers and drivers at risk. This last slide summarizes unsafe and safe practices observed among the 9 travel modes. The more dangerous modes are walking, Chao Phraya boat, Sansap boat, bus, pub bus, and taxi, while the safer modes are BTS SkyTrain, airport railing, and BRT. And this marks the end of the safety analysis.